could go on if I had time because it's a story going on in your neighborhoods. Talk to your friends. Ask your friends who 4 years ago voted for the Democratic Party. Sarah Palin said, ask them how this hope and changes stuff was working out. Ask them more than that. Ask them if they got the country they voted for 4 years ago. I would submit to you that many of them, many of us will tell you they did not. Now here's something else I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen. Edwin, I'm going to aim some of this at you because you're kind of a kid in the audience. He doesn't really know who Ronald Reagan is. He knows him from a history book. How many of you all got involved in politics because of Ronald Reagan? Several of you all. I have a conviction I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. I am convinced that 2012 is a 1980 kind of moment. Now, I want to tell you why I say that. In 1980, for the first time, American values were on the wane around the world. Totalitarian values were on the ascent for the first and only time since the end of World War II. We had inflation that was so high it was like a thief in the night robbing people's pockets. We had unemployment that was higher than anything we have now. We're losing close to 1 million jobs a month. Interest rates were so high, family couldn't buy a home. We had just lost our first war, not because of our soldiers, but because of our media. We were not on our knees, but we were starting to get in kneeling motion. This country was in trouble. They told us the Europeans and the Asians were the wave of the future. They told us that our young people wouldn't know times like we knew before. Does that sound familiar?
Oh yeah.
Don't we hear today that, oh, what happens in Athens and what happens in Madrid shall dictate our future? Don't we hear that what the Europeans do will drive our future? Don't we see that our children are 17th in math and science scores when we have to compete against the 16 countries ahead of us? Don't we hear over and over again that we don't even control our destiny? Ladies and gentlemen, in 1980, one man from a small town in Illinois said, I know what they say. I hear the doubts in the wind, but I will not be bowed. And he went to a country that was 53% Democratic and 30% Republican in the late 70s. He went to a Republican Party that was not a conservative party at that point. But he said, I will not surrender. This country will not surrender. I will tell the truth. And isn't it amazing how a whole country drew close to him and rallied around him, and this Republican politician who had business support got blue-collar people who worked with their hands to vote Republican for the first time. This man who was 70 got 18-year-olds to cast their first vote for a Republican. This man who was supposedly old and faded issued the same call a 43-year-old named Jack Kennedy issued in 1960 and said that we can do better.